I truly believe that AI can help position us to be able to be the best version of ourselves and show up and be present by leveraging it to be productive with a small amount of energy output.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Triangle Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Fagioli. And after 6 months of podcasting here at Triangle, we actually have our first returning guest, Mr. Travis Thom from Elevated REM. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Matt. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, man. Well, obviously, you and I have been friends for a long time. You're one of the first guests that I invited on the Triangle Real Estate Podcast because you're just one of those trusted voices that I always look to for all the tech updates. And you've always been the Facebook ad guy to me, anyway. I don't know if that's a fair characterization, but you've also kind of become the AI guy, or one of the few that is like at the forefront in that space. So, I know you have so much to share specific to real estate, specific to all of that tech. And guys, if you're listening to this, definitely go back and listen to the episode 3 of the Triangle Real Estate Podcast back in July, where Travis shared, kind of a, state of the union with us then of, what's going on, what do we need to be thinking about in terms of AI, in terms of ads, and all of that specific to the real estate space. And then we're going to dive in here now because I want to hear what is on Travis's mind for 2024. I mean, 6 months is an eternity in AI years, or even in digital ad years. So, man, let's dive in, dude. Tell me what's in your head.
Absolutely. So there's been some massive, new tools and changes with, especially for artificial intelligence. It has been a year, or a little over a year, since ChatGPT came out and kind of revolutionized how we look at creating content, what is AI, and really just broke the ice in the conversation of where does AI exist within the day-to-day work. Is it going to replace jobs? Is it going to take jobs? But now that we've seen it evolve, and it's almost about a little over 8,000 different AI tools that have been created within this 1 year period. Some are wrappers around OpenAI's ChatGPT, and some are others that are competitors, from Google and Facebook that are building these other types of AI platforms. We've been able to really see in the exercise and use of taking AI and implementing it into day-to-day jobs. So for me, I've been seeing it work more as an assistant, a way to be able to speed up different tasks that would normally be redundant, take a lot of time. And then also, we're in this kind of almost decision fatigue. And there's a nice chart and graph. I don't have it in front of me, but it's been able to show us over time what our responsibilities have been for the average person that's either a business owner or in real estate, whatever you're doing. The tasks that have been assigned to us have exponentially risen in terms of the things that we have to do, from paperwork to marketing to emailing, right, and everything else that might go on. And there's kind of a pay gap essentially there, where it's just like we have a lot of tasks we have to do, and we can either outsource those, or we can automate it, or we can take them on ourselves, which can be mentally exhausting. And the more that you do of taking more things on that may not provide that dopamine benefit, is going to be able to, it's a short runway to burnout. So leveraging artificial intelligence allows us to be able to avoid that and actually focus on the things that we're really good at. So the thing that I'm focused on now is, how fast can I create marketing materials and a campaign that have enough substance and quality that has a impact on what we're doing in our marketing, and being able to build that in a very short amount of time, without any type of quality loss. it kind of give you a little bit of perspective there on how I'm applying that as a real life example. This week, I created a seller lead generation campaign where I didn't have, so this is for a client of mine. The client didn't have any kind of seller guide. And they said, yeah, I'm really busy. I don't know what to do. Our marketing department is busy. We don't have a seller guide. We don't know when that's updated. So don't worry, we'll take care of it. What we did is we used Gamma AI. So it's GAMMA, Gamma AI, which allows you to create documents, web pages, and presentations, all leveraging its own AI, where you give it a prompt and you just say, create this, whatever the subject is. So for me, I said, create an informative seller guide that is insightful and informative on today's real estate market, telling homeowners everything they should do to get ready to sell their home in 2024. And it then created, it chose a theme, and that's the next step. And then it created within 45 seconds an 8-page seller guide that documented everything that I needed to know, or that homeowner needs to know. So it had titles, the font, images, all the different detailed text, charts, and graphs, where they built all this out in 45 seconds, and then gave me a shareable link. Took that link, then used that in a campaign inside of Walled Garden, right, to easily create a Facebook ad, to launch that, went to ChatGPT and said, act as a digital marketer and creative copywriter for Facebook ads, write a short form ad for homeowners offering a seller's guide, giving them insightful information on how to sell their home in 2024. Took that, used that as the ad copy, and then created a really brief image from Canva. 3 different tools, and in less than 20 minutes, I had a full-fledged lead generation campaign generating seller leads, and it's already generated 3 leads in the past 5 days that are homeowners that are looking to sell their home. Right.
Obviously, you were pleased enough with the quality of the seller guide. That's the big thing that I think that a lot of people arrive at is like, oh, is this going to be any good? And I guess one of my questions for you is, well, hey, tell us about the quality of it, but was it good right out of the box on the first iteration, or did it take some cycles?
So the first time I used it, it has 3 different modes. It can go kind of small, medium, and large in terms of the details that you want the content to give. And I originally chose, I think, medium around the details of what it did. The first output is on, that's kind of basic information. I want more detailed around that. So I did it a second time, which really, was much effort. It's just hitting a back button and hitting redo and saying, I want more details. And then on the secondary output, then it created a lot more detail with it. And that gave more detail that I then added a couple of things on the end of it, which took me about 3 minutes to add. And if you want to sell your home and looking for a professional hire, right, call us and put the information of the real estate agent there. So most of these, you do have to proofread. You do got to check, have to check your work, make sure you can go through it, and you're looking for things, are they factual, right, in quality information, and is it something that is informative enough where it's going to move the needle or enlighten and educate someone and provide some insights. And Gamma has done a great job doing that. There's another tool that we've been using called Midjourney. Midjourney is text to image creation, and I've been using that for a investor campaign offering cash offers. And multiple clients across the country where they didn't provide any images of people, they didn't provide any images of homeowners or any kind of success stories, but they had great reviews, great success stories, but we didn't have any kind of images to use. And the images that we did find that were stock images were very heavily stock oriented. When you're on Facebook or Instagram and you see an ad as a stock image, there's this initial kind of response of like, ugh, that is an ad, and it's definitely a stock photo, and I've seen that used in multiple different campaigns before. There's no authenticity or something a little bit deeper behind that. So in Midjourney, I created a prompt. In Midjourney, basically creates images, right? Hyper realistic images that are really hard to tell from being real or from being AI generated. And I created multiple, one that said baby boomer homeowners in Arizona that are happy that they just sold their home. And so it created all these different images of homeowners standing in front of their home, in different various ranges of emotions and, being excited, being happy, being just, kind of relatively pleased, and downloaded those using those in the actual ad image itself. And it had Arizona, homes, Arizona background. So you can clearly identify visually, look at that and go, oh, that's in Arizona, right? It has this kind of whole architecture in the homes. These kind of cactuses, that kind of, curb appeal. And those are the people that we would identify with that live in Arizona as homeowners. And that was the target market. So with that, I was able to create 10 different images in less than 5 minutes that were all hyper relevant to the actual ad campaign that we built there. Some of them that we did of I said, create a image of basically a drone shot of a suburban neighborhood in Phoenix, Arizona. So it created these drone shot, basically still shots of these, kind of suburban areas of relatively newer construction homes. And then I took those images and I put them into another tool called Runway ML or ML Runway, which is image to video AI creation. So you can give it an image and that turns the image into a 4-second video. It'll zoom in or zoom out or pan across. And it is amazingly realistic in the way that it does that. Because I wanted a little bit of slight motion to it. So I did that, took that, and then put it into CapCut and added some text overlay, took one, put it into Canva as a tool, put some text overlay. And so now we're using different types of AI generated images and AI generated images turned into video in these campaigns to create a higher engagement, higher click-through rate.
Dude, that's so awesome. On the Midjourney stuff, it's been a little while since I've used that, and I found, the sort of interface a little bit clunky, not super intuitive. Have they made any changes to that of late, or is it still just kind of what it was?
So it's rumored they are coming out with their own. So right now everything's on Discord, and so you got to have the Discord app and go in there and you basically do the whole /
Yeah,
prompt.
it's like it feels like this DOS prompt kind of world, and I'm like, what year is this?
It is. It is. It's a little old school, new school, kind of all all in one. But they have mentioned that they have in 2024 they're coming out with basically their own website where you can go in there and create these. And there's a lot of these tools are becoming easier to use, and as they are being more refined and built over time. For instance, there's Pictory, PSCTORY, Pictory AI, which I use to create some short form video where I'll go into ChatGPT and say create a 60-second market report for this specific real estate market. And it gives me a whole basically ChatGPT 4 browses the internet, typically goes to the MLS, looks at the different stats, gets a market report together, writes the script for you, right? In less than 10 seconds, you've got a full script. Copy that script, go to Pictory, drop that in Pictory, and then say, choose this template, either do vertical, format 16:9 or square format. And then next it says choose then the theme of the video. You click on that. And then about a minute later, it has all these different images and text overlay, it's created a full video marker report for you. And then you can even leverage a AI generated voiceover or record your voice, or don't have any voice, but it just has the captions of the script showing the relevant images, which you can swap out if you want. If there's something that looks too stocky, right? In terms of stock image, you can put one in there. It's more relevant, or animation, or real live video. So all of those different things that allow you to be able to create short form video that's faceless. That if you don't want to be on camera, right, you can do that. Another one that I've had a lot of fun with is called HeyGen. And HeyGen, you can create your own custom AI avatar. And I recently did this where I created so basically in HeyGen, you go to create your own custom avatar, you upload a 2-minute video of you talking. And so I recorded a 2-minute video of me just, talking about whatever, using my hands like I am now, all the different inflections, the ahs, the ums, and upload the 2-minute video. And then within about 10 minutes later, it will have a AI generated avatar video of you, where then you can give it a script of anything you want. So I went into ChatGPT and I said, give me a summary of Einstein's theory of relativity. And it wrote that. I then put the theory of relativity script inside of HeyGen for my custom avatar. And then about 3 minutes later, I had a video of me talking about Einstein's theory of relativity using my voice, my likeness, right? All of my inflections, my hand movements. And I posted it on Facebook. And it was incredibly hard to tell if that was the real me, right? Or if that was AI generated me. And since then, I've had several people comment on my videos and saying, hey, is this the real AI? Is this real Travis, or is this AI generated Travis? And if you wanted to create more content, where let's say you record that 1 2-minute video, and then now you have maybe, let's say 25 different video topic ideas that you've listed for, the month or the next 4 months, whatever it is. And you take one of those content ideas from ChatGPT and you say, now create a video script about this. Then take that script, put it into HeyGen for your custom avatar, and then create that, download that video. Now you have a video of you talking about that specific real estate subject, whatever it is, first-time home buyers, how to buy and sell, 1031 tax exchanges, whatever it might be. You now have a high level of expertise type of content video, AI generated of you, that you can then post. And then now it's doing that work for you, or turn it into an ad, right? And retarget your sphere of influence, whatever it might be. So there's different ways that you can start to leverage AI to create that kind of content and be able to really multiply your energy output.
So that piece right there, which wasn't really clearly available, even a few months ago to the average Joe, I think is a real game changer, because now it's like, okay, in one good sitting, you could plan and execute a month worth of content without having to record all the videos. And it's like, that is just unbelievable. Now, again, you need to look at the scripts, make sure it sounds like you, make sure it really that you agree with the content and all that. I just watched a Netflix documentary, that was last night or the night before, it was pretty good content. It was clearly the audio was read by AI for sure.
Yeah.
It said things that it was like, wait a minute, but I thought, man, this is going actual mainstream now. Like it's a, full on, for it to be in my Netflix queue. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
That before we move on, how do you spell that particular tool, that HeyGen?
So that is HeyGen. So
Okay.
HeyGen.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah, HeyGen, and it's a really powerful tool. And there's videos I've seen now where I realized, like, oh wait, I've been watching 10 different videos of this person, and with a trained eye, I realized, wow, the past 10 videos have all been an AI avatar of this guy. And he's just been really good at creating this 60-second short form content. But he has these B-roll shots, right, and captions that have come into it. And speaking of that, short form video that adds B-roll, where if you've got long form content, and let's say this content is like this, maybe podcast, or maybe it's just you in front of it, a screen talking, you can have that video uploaded to something called Submagic, SUB, and then Magic. Submagic will add the subtitles, right? Those captions for you. It'll add these kind of stop, kind of flash transitions, and then it will add emojis to it, and then B-roll. So it'll have B-roll so it finds the relevant keywords that you're talking about, and then we'll find a data image search of that, scrape those images, and then use it as B-roll shots with your voiceover and turn it into vertical format, short form, 30, 60 seconds, whatever it might be, and create maybe 15 or 20 of those clips from let's say a 60-minute video or a 30-minute video or a 15-minute video, whatever it might be, find those highlights and then basically create content, short form content for you. So that's another way to be able to turn long form video into short form. And then now you've got 20, 30 pieces of content with captions, subtitles, emojis, B-roll, these different slight transitions. And then distribute that content. You can use something like repurpose.io, where you can connect it to, let's say, TikTok or Instagram or Google Drive or Facebook. Wherever you upload that one video, repurpose.io will then say, oh, we'll remove the watermark from the original place it was posted to, and then we will now copy that video and distribute it out to the other different platforms on your account. And now it's pushing that content out to multiple different places. So you're not having to then leverage an assistant or outsource that where you have someone else do, or you yourself are trying to log into these different platforms. It automatically does it for you. So that's a great way to be able to distribute content. And a lot of this is we have to think about creating content that you can have a low amount of effort and a high amount of reward. And what I mean by that essentially is not putting so much effort into, because creating content can be exhausting. I've definitely been burned out on where I took off an entire year where I said, you know what, I don't want to create any more content. And this is me from doing it from, just like you, right, over a decade of doing this kind of stuff, where you're like, I need a break. And if you're creating a kind of content, you definitely want to say, how can I do this where I'm providing value and information, being thought leadership and helping people, but I'm putting the most minimal amount of effort and getting the greatest amount of reward at the end of it. And so you think about the ways to create it, to chop it up, to either monetize it, or to be able to then get a maximum amount of reach. And typically, organically, when you post content, it's only going to reach maybe 2 to 4% of your actual followers. And then the lifetime value of that content is really, maybe 2 to 3 days, at most, maybe 72 hours. So with that, then it just is, kind of the wind kicks up and it's gone, right? It's now downstream. And you need to be able to choose that content and have a high level of distribution. That's either distributing it to multiple places all at once, but taking maybe one chunk of content, chopping it up into shorter form content. So you've got something every day or once a week you can distribute out there from one thing that you did, and then turning some of that content where you can then take that content and retarget your sphere of influence with it. Run a brand awareness campaign with it to your local market. Maybe you've got a database of homeowners in a specific area that you want to do some geofarming, and you want to start to brand yourself and be an authority figure by putting content out just to those people. So there's different ways to really leverage these tools to have a high level distribution with a lower amount of actual energy input to creating all of it.
Dude, that is good stuff. Well, listen, before I let you go, I want to hear your predictions for 2024. I mean, so much has changed in 23, where do you think we're going to get to, or what do you hope we get to in 2024 with all this stuff?
So there's a couple of different things. One, landing pages and websites still have websites are there to be informative and put a massive amount of information about what you do, where people can kind of sift through and dig to find what they need to find, and also validate that you are someone that does business and that you're here to help buy or sell real estate, whatever it might be. But when it comes to landing pages, are almost becoming old school in where driving traffic to a landing page or a squeeze page where they have to download something, that is starting to slowly be replaced. There still will be a niche for that, but it's almost turning into, from an organic standpoint as well, where you go and you see that people have basically links in their bio. And you see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, where the link in bio, and you click on it, and it's just a drop down menu of, if you want this, click here. If you want this, click here. And then those go out to specific things, or they're shortened. The amount of content that we all digest on a daily basis. I mean, for instance, we all see 5,000 ads a day, online and offline. Right, that's a tremendous amount of energy and data input that we're analyzing and saying, is this relevant to me? Is this worth my time? Is this something that I should, do I actually need this? It's a lot of exhaustion, and we get decision fatigue just by seeing all this content. So we're seeing shorter form content and also shorter form condensed ways to get in touch with us, where we just really need to summarize and get to the point of click here to get access to this, whatever it is. So
I don't want to read your whole landing page. I just want to click and move on.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Well, and this has always been a friendly argument between my wife and I, right? As we're both marketers. And she has always said, I've always written long form copy, where you go to a website or a landing page, and then the thing scrolls, the thing on the side, the scroll bar gets tinier and tinier, and you scroll down, and it's basically, a novel, right? And she's like, no one's going to read that. No one's going to take the time to go through all of that. They just read the bold text, the headlines. And I read long copy. She reads she reads short form copy, and she also writes short form copy. And really, she's won this argument where short form copy, condensed information, is a better way to treat people's time. That longer form copy over time is almost saying you kind of disrespect someone's time, or you're out of touch where you don't realize that the time is so precious, because you're trying to win someone's attention. And shorter form copy is saying, hey, I realize you're busy and you just want to get the information, make a decision, and go. And so we're seeing that turn into link in bio. Here's the information. Here's what we need to do to get there. And there's all sorts of different tools to do that. I think Stan is one, STAN, Stan. You just Google Stan, link in bio, the shorter kind of landing page, short form links for that. Another prediction is we're seeing that you're going to have more in-house content creators for brands and companies, where you'll have an organization, a real estate company, where you might have one or two, or maybe even a small team of 5 people that are the content creators that are creating content for the actual brand and company itself. That's going to appear on Reels and TikTok and whatever else it might be. And that content is all short form content, no longer faceless, where it's just static images and it's focused on, here's our logo and this is what we're doing, for this month of these events. We're all gravitating more towards authentic type of content, where we have someone that's relatable, that's on camera, that is really good at creating a hook, telling them, what the content is about, and then what to do next. And it doesn't always have to be selling, right? A lot of it is either stitching content, repurposing certain content, doing a green screen, to give you an idea. There might be one of Here's what you need to afford in 2024 to be able to buy a home for $650,000, right? Let's break down the math. And a green screen behind them of maybe their website of a list of homes. Check out this home. This home is listed for, 4 bath, 3 bedroom. This is what you need to make in order to buy this. What kind of down payment do you need? That kind of content is being then turned into where you have content creators, not influencers, but content creators that can get on camera and speak for a brand and be able to create multiple forms of content that can be distributed out towards different places like that. I think we're also going to see a stronger emphasis on people creating newsletters or emails that provide more content that is not boilerplate, typical stuff that 5,000 other agents are using, where people just say, they open it, they see it, like, it's trash, I'm going to delete it. Information that is concise, broken down into little chunks. There's tools like Beehive newsletter that can help you with that. I think we're also going to see more AI generated newsletters where you tell it what you want to create and it will help build content around that. I think we're going to see more people really leveraging AI for video content, for different kinds of content creation. Really, we're still in the infancy of AI, and we're going to see more and more that people are going to have different tools where you tell it what to do. So I imagine 6 months to a year from now, we'll be able to have voice activated AI where we say, here's the marketing tasks I want you to do today. And then it basically does it for you, right? Mm-hmm. And it just starts to go to work and reports back to you and says, we've done this, this, and this. And so those are kind of my top predictions of I think what we'll see in terms of marketing and being able to have better tools and content creators creating content and being able to win more clients.
Man, those are great predictions. I want to go a level deeper with you on the website landing page thing, because what you were saying, I think your prediction is more about link in bio and sort of a different approach, that's sort of right to the point kind of engagement versus a landing page or a website. Yeah. I don't think those things go away, but what do you think about in terms of creating websites? What I've seen happen this year, in fact, we did it for our PropTech South event. We created the website concepts and everything using AI. But then the process of launching that website and all that wasn't very different than what it used to be.
Right.
Where do you see that going in terms of, being able to just generate an entire website very quickly using AI? Is that already there?
It's already there. So I have 3 different campaigns right now that are sending people to a website that tells them more about what this company does. And I've been A/B split testing it. And there's landing pages which still have a specific use. But from a marketing where you're driving traffic to something and you're getting them to buy something or take action, like tickets for an event, whatever it might be, you're going to have websites where you need to have enough level of persuasion and copy and be informative to tell people that they feel comfortable and build trust to take a specific action. So websites still exist. I just spent the past 5 days creating a website for my own coaching business, because that's needed. But when it comes to information that's like, oh, okay, I can get in touch with you and schedule this bite-sized pieces of information that are shorter form. There's a shortcut to a specific action, like booking an appointment with you, getting downloading a guide, right? Things that are just really condensed. With things that need a little bit more information on the front end, you're going to see websites that are AI generated, like 10web. So 10, 10web 10web.io. That is a website that can easily create a WordPress website in 3 minutes or less. You give it a subject, and basically builds out all the imagery, builds out the layout, builds out all the copy, and then you can go in there and edit it if you want. You get durable AI that creates websites that are a bit bigger, and you can go in there, and that's also AI generated. There's about 5 really great ones. There's another one, and I forget the name of it, but it's a lot more complex. But if you want to go in there and build some bigger stuff, so we're seeing more and more that on websites and inside of different tools where it's giving you this option of like, hey, do you want AI to generate some of this for you? So we're seeing this flex in between where you can do some of the heavy labor yourself, but then it's like this assist. Would you like AI to assist on creating the images, in this website for you, or the ad, or the website copy, or email copy, and those kind of things. So the AI is weaving itself into the fabric of the everyday tools that we leverage, that gives us enough oversight to be able to say, here's the way I like to do it. And it's giving me an option to have AI assist and either enhance what I've already done or build from scratch. And then I can come in and curate it to my liking of what I like to do. So there's multiple different things and resources out there. But in 1 hour, I can create, with all these different tools, right? I can create a website. I can create a newsletter. I can create a Facebook ad, and I can create a video. I can create multiple different videos chopped up with captions, subtitles, and B-roll shots, right? All from this. So my level of productivity to create all of these things that are still quality, coming from an original source, original thought of creativity, is insane. My productivity is so much higher now versus a website, a newsletter, an ad, Facebook ad campaign, and images and video, all that kind of stuff would normally take maybe a week to fit into your schedule, and maybe a week or more to do to actually build all of those things and have the energy output to be able to do that. And I truly believe that a lot of us exhaust ourselves every day to be able to do a certain task to get it done, and sometimes we leave very little energy for the end of the day for us to spend with the ones that we love, right? And be present and be there, that you're getting your best self, right? You're giving your best to everyone else, but in the people that the hold you as the person in their lives, there's very little of you at the end of the day left to be able to have the energy to spend time with your kids and be present, and your spouse or your partner, whatever it is. So I truly believe that AI can help position us to be able to be the best version of ourselves and show up and be present by leveraging it to be productive with a small amount of energy output.
Man, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Travis. How's everybody find you and your, well, you mentioned this new coaching program. I'm excited to hear about that, but how does everybody reach out to you to learn more?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Facebook. That's where I'm probably the most active. Travis Thom. Last name is Thom. Or you can go to elevatedremtraining.com. So elevated REM, like real estate marketing. So elevatedremtraining.com, and that's where my coaching and so basically it's Facebook marketing coaching and AI coaching, where we go over all these different tools and how to leverage them, and Facebook ads, and we have a whole videos about them. And then I also we meet on Zoom, and we go over campaigns and troubleshoot them, and do master classes on how to leverage these different types of campaigns and tools, and turn it into actual real life results.
Cool. Awesome. Travis, thanks again, man. Guys, thanks for listening in to the Triangle Real Estate Podcast. And I can't wait to see if Travis's predictions are all come true, or maybe it's 10x that. And we'll see you guys all back here real soon.
Thank you, Matt.